Hey there, I'm back. It's been requested that I make another video, so here I am to spew a little bit more fluff at your face. And today, I actually wanted to talk to you about an experience that I had recently back in February. This experience was that of an ayahuasca ceremony. I did a 3-day ayahuasca ceremony. And for those of you who don't know what ayahuasca is, Google it. It's a very intense experience, that's for sure. It is not for the faint of heart, and it's not recommended to take ayahuasca unless you are fully mentally prepared for the truths and information that you will receive after going through an ayahuasca ceremony. Now, the ayahuasca ceremony is not a pretty one. There's lots of vomiting, people are shitting themselves, not literally, but you have to go to the bathroom a lot, and vomiting. You are literally purging all of the negativity and sickness that you have inside of your body. So the first night basically was, for me, a purging of all of my past traumas. This was a very freaking painful time that evening. I've had a very traumatic past, unfortunately, but fortunately, there was a reason for all of the trauma that took place in my founding years as a soul here on Earth. Basically, what happened that first night is I vomited up all of the trauma. And after it all happened, excuse me, I didn't expect myself to get a little emotional here, but I was left with a sense of, well, all of that was extremely important. And the bottom line here is that you would not have been able to survive your childhood if it wasn't for your sister Raylan. She has been a rock in my life, and without her, I don't think either of us would have been able to survive our traumatic childhood. I don't need to go into details. My friends, my close friends, know of the trauma of my past, and only a very, very small number know of the real trauma of my past. And, we don't need to go over that because we all have trauma. And the trauma, what I learned through the ayahuasca, the trauma is necessary for all of us to go through, because without the trauma, without the negativity, we can never find a balance. We will never know what true light is without that balance. And the last day of my experience, it really came full circle. I learned a lot of crazy things, right? So let's backtrack, I guess, for a second here. The second night was really horrifying for me because basically I tripped out really hard, and personally, I do not enjoy tripping out. There was no control, absolutely. No control of the things that I saw or anything. And when you go into an experience like that, you really have to have an open mind to that as a reality. You are going to have no choice at all of the things that the ayahuasca is going to show you. And for me, we all had absolutely unique experiences, everybody that was involved in the retreat that I did. And for me, it was weird because I felt like I was cleansing other energies. They were coming at me, and I was like breathing through them and tasting them, and some of them couldn't be cleaned and others could be. And of course, there's weird shit that you see. There's, the sacred geometry and all of that good stuff. I saw little demons, and they were coming out and being jokers and all of this crazy stuff. And the craziest thing I feel like I saw was rainbows and unicorns and crystals. I kid you not. And at that point, I kind of laughed because I was seeing a lot of crazy shit. Some of it's scary, and you kind of really have to talk your mind through it because this is all the experience, and this is what you're supposed to be seeing this is you've been chosen to see these specific things, right? These messages that are coming at you from ayahuasca. They are destined to be your experience, basically. And so it was kind of a comic relief at that point to see the crystals and the rainbows and all of the unicorns. But then I also experienced something kind of strange. I was learning things about other people in the group. Not a whole lot of learnings or everybody in the group, just a specific small amount. And during that ceremony, like at the end of the ayahuasca experience, the ayahuasca told me, or the spirits, everybody that was around me at that time, you know, on another plane that we can't see day to day, but the ayahuasca lets you see these things. They told me that I needed to welcome everybody at the ceremony into my home and give away my crystals, because there are crystals at my house for everybody that was at the ceremony. And it was funny because I was like, no, my crystals. And they're like, Samantha, that is what being selfless is about. You have to let go. And basically the whole experience was let it go. You need to let the pain go. You need to let the bad stuff go. That's what the medicine does. It helps you let it all go, right? And also during that second night, I experienced so we all know certain truths, right? That we're all connected. Love is all encompassing. And, you know, that is what we all need to share in together. But it's one thing to know these things. It's another thing to actually feel them. And the ayahuasca let me feel what it meant to be selfless, what it meant to truly be connected to everybody in the universe and feel that love. And let me tell you what, that is the most profound feeling that anyone can ever experience in their whole entire existence. And it's something that is very limited to a few people who are opened to the reality of that being truth. And I feel like for a lot of us, we have barriers that we need to get through to reach that point of being able to feel that. You know, society kind of traps us all in a box, and you need to make a conscious choice to step out of that box, because that box, this paradigm, this reality of society, it's not real. It's not what your soul is supposed to be doing here. It's not what any of us are supposed to be doing here. However, for whatever reason, it's happened the way it has. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it has sparked many a soul to keep on returning to help the problem that is. And, you know, that's what it is, being able to see the positive in this negative. And so I need to pause for a moment to get my train of thought back. So give me a second.